this for a black boy's anthem.
By any means necessary.
This goes out to all God's souls.
You're shedding blood now.
You know,
We're being
the
killed.
best of us. Niggas like me. Y'all niggas be tearing down, crucifying, slandering, and killing. Yeah, all that shit.
Year.
Yo,
What's good? What's good, y'all?
what's going on?
We back. Welcome to the Father, Son, the Trolley Ghost. I'm your host, Heru. This is my son.
Reed?
That's right. And we in the house. You know, as y'all can see, I'm messing around with some shit, trying to we jazzing it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ain't nothing too.
we both got the cool backgrounds, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I say he got a background. Why can't I have a background? You know what I'm saying?
Now we both sporting.
So today we're gonna talk about interesting concept that I've noticed, and you know how I like to do. I like to go in to certain shit from an angle that's just niggas ain't thought about, and on this, and that's frankly what I just said. That's again, I said it in another episode. That's the value, the production value. You're like, yeah, y'all can feel like, yo, we doing this shit from the roots and growing this shit from the roots. So yeah, but anyway, create a disrespect culture. What I mean when I say that. Do y'all know that most of these businesses that you know and trust and love for having created and that you use their products, you know, the guy who actually created this shit, most of the time, he's not the CEO. He's not, you don't even know that nigga actually. You know, what's the nigga, Bill Gates? Is he really the genius behind the technology that you know of as Microsoft? No. What's the Facebook nigga name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, you know. He was involved in Facebook from the very beginning, but as I hear it, a lot of the technology, a lot of, like, what you're seeing right now, most of the time, is a nigga create something, and a whole lot of the time, it's actually a nigga that created the shit. But it's the guys who do the marketing or the businessmen or the investors and the speculators that get the props.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a bigger issue than y'all might be aware of, because you got to look at the theme. It's actually a wicked spiritual theme. But before I go that far with it, I just want to break in and fill in a lot of the blanks with what I'm talking about, so you have a good understanding, right? Can you think of any examples of that, what I'm speaking of, creator disrespect? Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm trying to get more. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, I get what you're saying. Because one of the first things that came to mind when you said it, and I forgot what invention it was, but I believe it was like one of the one of the big name tape people, you know, like Scotch,
Tape.
like
Oh,
Scotch or whatever.
like Scotch
Yeah,
tape
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Like you know, when these companies come out with like new shit or whatever, or it's like a new innovation or it's a new product or something, they have a research and development team, and that research and development team is a bunch of low nobodies who are very very smart, and you know they come up with all the
They actually
chemical
come up.
process and you know what I'm saying, all the actual footwork that makes the product work. Them
Uh-huh.
niggas don't get especially when like you're working under a company, you've already signed that that contract. That anything that you come up with belongs to the company.
All of your IT, all of your intellectual IP, all your IP belongs to this machine now that we
Hmm.
call a corporation. And y'all don't understand, like there's something deeply wicked with that. I know it doesn't seem like it. I mean, if you really think about it and you got a brain, you see it. But a lot of times your attention isn't directed to that. But it's a strong sign of a certain spiritual wickedness, and it's a path of reasoning that you have to follow in order to see why that is. But let's start with dealing with some of these effects. Okay. So first of all, especially the effects for our community. I'm going to start with the most general thing, which is inventions in the United States. Now, for those, because that's something that a lot of y'all can resonate with, even y'all fake woke ass niggas who kind of lost the storyline, but y'all still will, you can still respect somebody that invented some new shit. Like most of us will, you can sit here like you can go online or you can go in the book and niggas will get into this whole, oh, you know how many things black people invented in this country that and it's true. How many things did we invent in this country that we don't get credit for? Why is that?
A whole lot. It's a whole lot. And
Listen,
if I may say, I believe it has to do a lot with on both ends, right? Because let's not act like black people don't have a sellout culture. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
just getting to that, but continue.
but but like we also sometimes are tricked into selling out too. You know, like there's those stories that
Nigga,
exist,
every
but
time you sell out, you've been tricked because it ain't never no good for you or your people. Every time you sell out, it's a trick.
every
I
time.
mean,
But some
within
people,
this context of the culture, and we know what they be doing with us. But continue.
no, that was, I mean, that was really it. I was,
Yeah,
the
because
machine to tempt you.
within the context of this culture, because you got to understand, a white man can sell his company.
Hmm.
It's not a sellout. He's just making a move that's best for him. But a white man isn't part of a people that's in the situation that we're in. A lot of y'all think you can just do what white people do and think like white people think.
Hmm.
Y'all are sadly, terribly mistaken. You're not a white person.
Not a white person.
You know what I'm saying? So a
Like,
white man selling his company ain't selling out because he don't have the responsibility of being a man in an oppressed people's as part of a oppressed people. And with that comes a responsibility to goddamn fight the battle of oppression. Like you as a man, you're supposed to be defending your people. And we're not just talking about with guns and switches and blades and shit. Like with this,
yeah, because
right?
the real warfare is in business.
Right. Really the real warfare is here first. Cause if you ain't got a well thought out plan, you ain't finna win no battle.
Right.
So the war is won here first before you pick up anything else. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not thinking like an oppressed black man, like a man that has a responsibility to his people to try to pull us all up out of this shit, especially when you a nigga with strength, like you already sold out before you sold out, like because you're a man, and then you're not just a man, you're a black man. So as a man, what responsibilities is you taking up, and for whom?
Right.
These are the things you got to ask yourself, because we all out here taking up responsibilities, doing shit. Even some of us that ain't doing shit, you got a responsibility for that. As a man, you can't duck responsibility. So what are you really taking responsibility for? What are you helping? What are you contributing to? And what are you hurting? Right? So getting back to the sellout culture, bringing that up. Okay, why do niggas do that? Okay, the obvious reasons, we trying to get rich.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you said, niggas don't. They're not thinking like an oppressed black man. You know what I'm saying? They think they could do that shit that white men do. White people be
Right.
like, oh, you start a business. You know, if it's failing, just you know. Just, Oh no.
And niggas think that doing business in that way and then coming out on top above everybody and I made it. Y'all think that's an example of black excellence. And, frankly, y'all are stupid as fuck for that. Uh, because black excellence don't just it ain't talking really about skin color, y'all. Not really just that. Like black excellence, like excellence within within the context of the black experience and the African diaspora and the indigenous invasions. You know what I'm saying? Excellence within that. So what does that really look like? It don't look like Jay-Z. It don't look like Rick Ross. It don't look like Obama. It don't even look like that. It don't look like none of that. It look like Nat Turner. It looked like, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X. It looked like Shaka Zulu. It looks more like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what black excellence looks like. This shit y'all calling black excellence, power couple, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Oh, me and my man, we making 6 figures, 7 figures a year, and we balling on Floyd Mayweather shit, all this other shit. Yeah, sorry I keep mentioning you, bro, but you be tripping.
That nigga loves his money.
Yeah, it's like y'all lovers of money. So, and that takes us to something that's coming to y'all real soon, next episode, but I'm gonna hold that off. So, all right, why do niggas have that sellout culture? It's that a lot of flossing on other, and a lot of it is that y'all are part of a creator disrespect culture that you don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, and this goes all the way back to this just immature and feminine reasoning that motherfuckers be wanting to. And let me be clear about something too before I even do that. A lot of y'all might be think that I woman bash up here, uh, because you're not intelligent enough to make certain distinctions between energy and me talking about a specific group of people. Like I talk about feminine characteristics and energy because I understand the difference in completeness between masculine and feminine energy and what they both do differently that come together to create stability in creation. All right. So, feminine characteristics in a man, as we all know, is harmful.
Bitch ass shit.
Everybody will say that, including women, but women won't say the shit that they do is harmful. But if a man is doing bitch ass shit, it's harmful. Bitch ass shit is harmful.
Bitch
Okay?
ass shit.
A man can be a bitch, and a bitch can be a woman. Okay? We know. We use that term for women mostly. But when your feminine energy of yourself is out of control, you a bitch. And it don't matter what your genitalia is. So I just wanted to say that. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Facts.
the thing with that feminine, with the bitch energy, right? Which is the dark side of the feminine energy, right? The thing with that shit is that you always want something that you didn't work for. You always want something that you didn't pay for. You're always looking for a fucking shortcut. And that's really coming out of immaturity because you grow from a child. Feminine energy is the next step. And then if you do your work right, you step into this place of masculine energy and not the dark side of masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you cutting, killing, beating people, you just being, and even that, the dark side of masculinity is because your shit is mixed with feminine shit. You just aggressive with it, which is where a lot of you women is at. this mixed up shit. You know what I'm saying? So you want to stay on the light side of whatever, and when you're a woman, you want to stay on the light side of femininity. You know what I'm saying? Which means you don't mix your masculinity with your femininity. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you fall into the bitch zone. And on the masculine side, you want to stay on the light side of masculinity. Which again, if you fall into the dark side, it's because you mixing up feminine shit into your masculine walk. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
all of that is why there's a clear and strong delineation between genders and why playing that gender role, like,
Why transgender niggas? Why just that whole energy looks
not
crazy?
even going that far with it. I'm talking about like a lot of women will be like when dealing with kids, like, oh, when you be like, yo, he's a boy, get him Transformers and Tonka trucks. They'll be like, oh, why can't he have an easy bake oven? Bitch, because it's pink. And it's for women. It's a little girl toy that's teaching this boy. And that's not to say that a man can't learn how to cook and be good at it and
Easy
even
bake
enjoy it.
can't be good with the easy bake.
You know
Nah.
what I'm saying? But just in general, you shouldn't be buying no Barbies and all that dumbass shit, because there has to be a strong delineation between masculine and feminine energy, because that is how order and creation is maintained by strict sorting. You know what I'm saying? This is why I started to learn, like, okay, togetherness, equality, all of that has a place, but then there's also a place for separation.
I mean, when I look at the yin yang symbol, I see everything's together, but then I see there's a clear line
It got a clear
separating them.
line, even though it's all working together in one circle. There's a clear line that separates it, and you know which is which. And then there's a dot in the middle of each energy, which is the other energy, right? And that dot represents the appropriate, more or less, amount of the other that exists in each, because they intertwine, and it's complicated for the simple minded, but for those
Gotcha.
who are of a certain way of thinking and understand spiritual thinking, you probably know where I'm going. It's hard to put it all into words, and I want to stay kind of in the
Focus.
zone on the subject. But yeah, so that created disrespect culture. Now, inventions, you see it manifested there, right? But here's another thing that I really want to touch on too. How does that shit damage us? Okay, why is created disrespect culture bad? Let's start with, first of all, let's start with the most grand reason. And the best example I can think of for this is Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein worked out the theory of relativity,
Right.
which, E equals MC squared, energy equals matter to the second power. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which meant that energy and matter were the same thing, right? Basically the same base substance, which was a big thing to figure out. And from that, now, here's the problem. Albert Einstein was a spiritual man. If you've ever seen some of his quotes that don't have nothing to do with science, or really, he was a man that was able to be what I'm on with science and spirituality. I'm different. They touch. They're the same thing. They just different levels. Like, spirituality leads to the science, the physical science. He figured this shit out. So the type of man that he was, do you think he intended for his discovery to be used for atomic weapons, bombs?
No.
And don't get me wrong, I think they forced him into the Manhattan Project. I think he had a hand in that. Maybe he buckled. I don't know. But I know that based on the quotes and certain things, and again, I don't know the man, of course, but
Right.
based on the
Right.
quotes that I've seen and such, he was a bit of a spirit. He was a spiritualist.
We could get a general gauge of what mindset
Yeah,
he might.
you
Yeah.
get a general gauge of his mindset from a lot of his quotes. So here's the problem: like we have, and usually, I can't say all the time, but usually, motherfuckers who actually create something authentically brand new in the world, they're usually high thinkers and peaceful men trying to help the world. And then what happens? Because of creative disrespect, all the
It
sharks come.
is usurped from them. First off,
Exactly. And then
then
when
it's oh, my fault.
misused and abused, and it becomes a scourge on mankind.
It's inverted.
All
A lot.
right.
I
So
think there's a lot of, if I may say, a lot of inventions like that man, different hues of color alike have created that they've come to end up regretting for how it ends up being used.
exactly, bro. Like I've heard so many stories, and I want to. Hopefully, it's still early in the episode. I want to get into some of them, but yo, the shit. Some of the shit that I've read that's happened in this battle between people, the creators of things, the actual people who deserve the credit. Like I thought of this, I worked it out, I brought it to a finished product that could then be taken, used, and maybe improved on and more streamlined and shit. But you ain't had this concept before me, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
The shit that I see, some of these stories, Tesla's story, the nigga that created FM radio. If you ever find that man. I don't know his name. Matter of fact, we should do the screen joint Google, but it's not even that important. But the nigga who created FM radio, yeah, I read this man's story. Yo, RCA. Y'all don't even know them niggas no more. But RCA was a
The creator,
big.
the creator of FM radio. I'm about to see if I can pull him up.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
see, because it might say RCA is the creator, but yo, them niggas drug and terrorized the nigga who created FM because it was a threat to AM. And
Yeah.
that's how that story goes. And it's fucked up what I read.
Let
Like
me
that
see.
CEO of RCA destroyed the nigga's life to the point that he died, and then he took that shit and took credit for it. RCA.
Oh man. Yeah, Wikipedia got him up here, but I don't know if they're gonna have that part.
If they ain't gonna have his whole story. But what's his
Yeah.
name? What did Wikipedia say his name
His,
is?
his name is Edwin Howard Armstrong.
Edwin Howard Armstrong. Yo, I read something when I was in prison said RCA fuck that nigga over bad.
Man. 42 patents, received numerous awards, Medal of Honor, yada yada yada. Let's see here. Noted for his legal battles with Lee DeForest and David Samoff, two other key figures in developing the early radio industry. Okay. The
Mm.
prolonged litigation took a toll on all. Yo, don't. The prolonged litigation took a toll on Armstrong's health and finances, which led to a breakdown in his marriage, followed by his suicide.
There you go. That's him.
Hey,
That's
so,
him. Now
so
they're not getting into detail like I saw, but yeah, that's him.
oh man, I might have messed up and said it. I was supposed to say unalivement, but yeah.
Man,
Let's
fuck that,
just let's
man.
just
We
hope you two
listen,
don't.
y'all. When the police talk, they get to say suicide. Why the fuck we? I don't get it. Like this shit that they be doing is too much censoring up here.
Nah, for sure.
Now,
It
we
is.
ain't got big enough to where they go into our long form and start fucking with it, so I don't even worry about it. But yeah, that shit dumb as hell. What you mean unalive? Like, come on, man. We not about to change the English language for a bunch of bitch ass niggas. What the fuck? We
Yeah, so we're not gonna get no more into it, but if you can, what y'all, what I'll wrap it up and say is, if you run into a situation where you're trying to look into the originator of somebody of an invention, and it comes out that whatever you first find says that they've, themselves, dig a little bit deeper, all right? Because
yo,
most people who create things have a level of sanity where they're not quick to just want to go away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Like
you
that
know,
shit. That was the sanitized version of this man's like the shit I read. Like RCA, he started trying to push that FM shit, and they had the stranglehold on the radio and the AM. And the CEO was like, "Hell no, you'll never see the light of day with that shit." And it's funny because it looked like he had gotten some kudos for other things he did, but that shit, that battle over that FM radio, they finished that nigga over that. You know what I
I'm
mean?
glad. I'm glad we got to this part of it because you had reminded me when you said it earlier, and you just reminded me again. I had a conversation with a brother, right?
Mhm.
This leads into what we talk about: creative disrespect. You know, this brother that I'm sure everybody is familiar with is I forgot his name. He's the black brother that created Plastiline, which is
Oh, that nigga that been on the net lately,
yeah,
starting
Nature
cars with
Jab.
his
Shout out to
yes.
Nature Jab. That is his YouTube channel. If
That
you're
is his
interested, you
handle.
can get his
Yes,
name and everything
congratulations. I
about
like
him.
shouting out brothers like that. Moses
Yep.
West with the
Moses
machine that
West with
make
the
the
machine,
water
yeah, with
out
the
the
water, yeah, out of
yo
thin air. That's another good
support
invention.
our people. Like, listen, go ahead, finish your point.
Oh yeah. But we were just in regards to the conversation me and the one guy was having. We was just speaking on how revolutionary it was and whatnot. And we were speaking on how
Don't sell
we
that shit, y'all. Go ahead.
right. We were speaking on how niggas like to sell out. It become anything that you're doing that's revolutionary, that's industrial. If you sell it out, it's no longer revolutionary. It's no longer industrial. One of the problems that me and my pops was talking about before we even went live was that a lot of the inventions that exist created industries that were created by black people,
And
yet
that's
black
where we
people
going next. That's exactly where I was
don't
going next.
exist in these industries. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And my pops will go into telling you some more about that because he got some lined up for you. But this is something we need to be aware of when you're starting your business. I mean, right now we got a lot of black people who got little trinket businesses and stuff, and that's cool. But when you're getting into something industrial, fight for that shit and work to
Fight for
protect it.
that shit.
You know,
Fight for that shit. Like, yo, y'all got to think about the fact that like the home security system created by a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Open heart surgery, black man. Um, where the black people in? Where's the black dynasty of healthcare?
hmm niggas reduced to RNs.
Where's the black dynasty of home security?
I think I might just get into that.
You know,
I might just fuck around and get into that.
where's the black dynasty of the railroads? Like Elijah McCoy came up with the lubrication system for the steam engines. Like railroads was running the country back then when he
He
did
was
this.
just talking about locomotives.
Why is there not a black family like Vanderbilt? You know why?
But yeah, we could probably guess why.
Created disrespect. And yeah, it's the white people. They steal our shit, all of that. I disenfranchise niggas from their own inventions when they bring it to the market. But there's also just plain old selling out, right? And here's the thing, because I know some of y'all might shoot back with, well, if they didn't sell out, they would got the same treatment that niggas got before. Maybe so.
About to say
But
that.
damn, did you even try? Like, are we even trying hard enough at this point? Like, when money is on the table, do we forget who we are and what we doing, right? Creative disrespect, and that's spiritual disrespect. Like, so let's go and take it to the next place that I wanted to go. Cause this shit shows up in so many places, and by the time I'm finished showing you all the places, you're gonna know what I'm talking about is real. And then when I tie it in to the spiritual meaning, hip hop and the New York hate that we all know existed in the country amongst black people since hip hop's inception. Okay,
Niggas ain't like
This
that.
is a clear example of that creative disrespect, because the key aspect of creative disrespect is you are enjoying the benefit of something that somebody else made, but you don't want to pay them. You are enjoying the benefit of something someone else did, but you don't want to pay them even respect.
Mm.
You don't even want to give them the credit for doing the shit that they did that you enjoyed. All right? So look at hip hop. Creative disrespect. When it came out of New York, created by New Yorkers, New Yorkers had a a moral code built around hip hop. I don't know if y'all know that, but that's the truth. There's a whole moral code system built around it that actually went deeper than what it looked like on the surface. You know, things like selling out, right off the top, was not was frowned upon strongly in hip hop, and selling out looked like a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you start doing your music just to get a bag, however you're going about it, because niggas was calling out not just niggas who's out here like Vanilla Ice doing commercial shit and all that. Niggas was calling out fake gangster shit too. Like all niggas was saying was, yo, if you ain't really been in that life or about that life, why don't be promoting it on your record. For those who done been through that shit and all of that, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you know, and
Right.
you speak in truth, right? And then your mindset and what you're saying is going to be tempered by the truth of the fact
No,
that you understand that lifestyle, as opposed to super gangster killer shit that's not even real.
not even real. Super fly shit.
You know what I'm saying? These were rules that came at the inception. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even like bitches being too sexual for no fucking reason. Like if you was really about that, you about that. But if you doing that because you saw the last bitch do it and blow off of it, you's a sellout bitch. You don't do pussy rap just because the last bitch made $1 million or so went platinum doing pussy rap. But if that was really what was in you, okay.
All right, if
See,
you
this is
really a hoe, I get what you're saying.
right. This is what we was really saying back then, right? You know, keeping the art form pure, doing things according like they killed a lot of the art form with the laws around sampling. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that was how they was trying to kill off the art form, and it worked like a charm. Because niggas had to change their whole sound, and from there, the shit lost. It just didn't have the same meaning, right? But basically, there was a lot. I could go into that. This is not an episode about hip hop, so I'm not going to just keep going into all the principles that was in it. But you know, commercial rap, record companies, people are shady. You know, rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop. We not doing pop music. This shit is for the people. You know what I'm saying? Whether we as the people are partying or whether we are the people that's fighting for our freedom, that is, or even fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? This was about the people. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened? We now all of y'all niggas from out of town and shit that felt like New York niggas was hating on y'all hip hop just for the sake of hating on y'all hip hop, you're wrong. You didn't understand the principles. There's plenty of niggas from New York. We be like, yo, this ain't real hip hop. Like that was a saying already before it went west, before it went south. Like that shit ain't real. Like niggas, nah, that shit is whack. That shit is a sellout shit.
Niggas been doing bubblegum pop on the block.
Niggas been doing bubble. Niggas when Vanilla Ice came out and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it wasn't just color based either. Like and this is kind of, I'm not walking back nothing I said about black people needing to keep their stranglehold on their art form, but I
Right.
will say that as far as hip hop, the art, um, you know, if a nigga came, for white boys came and they really got the shit down right, we gave them respect. Beastie Boys,
Mm-hmm.
House of Pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got it right, we'll tell you you got it right. But you coming with some Vanilla Ice shit, like, niggas see through fake shit. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, you know, so getting back to the point with a lot of what you niggas didn't understand, why you felt like, you know, because you know, Jermaine Dupri sit around and complain about the days when, you know, Atlanta wasn't getting recognized. Okay, but when Dungeon Family came, when you came with Crisscross Jump, niggas respected it because it sounded like it was supposed to sound. You know what I'm saying? When Dungeon Family came with that sound and Outkast came in, to this day, nigga, Andre 3000, we know what a real MC was, but we also knew what it wasn't. And a lot of niggas out of town just didn't get it yet, and they shouldn't have been allowed in. Cause now, getting back to the point, creative disrespect. I don't want to make this shit about that because y'all niggas get in your feelings. I'm just trying to make uh, uh, un, to illustrate a principle. Basically, if I create something and it's something powerful and I created it, so I'm the actually at the moment that I created, I'm the only one who knows anything about this and knows how to utilize it in a fashion
In its
that makes
best way.
sense,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. And here I come and I give it to you and I give you instructions with it. And you say, man, I'm glad you gave this shit is dope. Man, I know how to use this shit, man. Fuck these instructions. And then you fuck around and hurt yourself. This shit blows your goddamn face off or some shit. Who's at fault right then?
That it would
That's the
definitely be
point I'm
me.
trying to get to. Because all of y'all dealing right now with hip hop fatigue and all that bullshit that's out there. We fucking told you where you was headed and that it wasn't the way to go. And y'all response to us was, y'all are haters. The word
But
hater is still
like
around.
and like on a more deeper level, like what he's illustrating is that it's a consistent thing that y'all or people tend to do where the creators of something, the purveyors or progenitors of an item or whatever, they have that item stripped from them and then is used in the worst possible way against their wishes. And let alone they don't
Exactly.
even become at the very least wealthy off of it. Like if we
Exactly.
look at the forefathers, well, we don't even gotta go back as forefathers. We can go as far back as Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Back when hip hop was really still on his last leg. Jadakiss ain't got more money than these other little niggas. And not you know, he not to say he probably wants more or anything like that, but you know, we was talking
No,
about
no, you all of this shit that you say, I'm glad you saying all of it, because you're right.
you know, so you know,
That was a good take that you made too, the connection, because what happens? Creative disrespect. Somebody makes something beautiful that has wonderful potential to bring peace and improve the level of human life as a whole, and it gets hijacked and weaponized, which is exactly what happened with hip hop. So I'm glad you said that, because that's a direct correlation.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we fighting with
And you
that shit
can't
every
keep
day.
disrespecting creators.
Can't keep doing it. That's the problem. I'm not gonna lie. That's the you know what the creator of famous Amos. You know, I don't know what his exact story is, but I'm sure he wouldn't be okay with his cookies being ultra processed. You know, from the early stories that I heard, he used to make them. You know, and you would have to come all the way out to him to go get them. So
Right. And then you take, and then it gets sold. So now the same people ain't behind it. So the same mind ain't behind it. And the same intention ain't behind it. And the same, but it's already, see, this is why they'll buy your business. Because now you've already owned, or you've earned our trust. We love your product now. Now you quietly sell it out from under us. They got it. BET, right?
mm-hmm.
Quietly sell it out from under us, and then all of a sudden it changes. Now it gets weaponized against us, but it's already got our trust. Oh shit!
So now what
Where,
happens to us?
where does that leave the people? And y'all don't even see that shit.
One of the negative effects of what happens when you have a disrespectful culture.
This nobody respecting nobody. Nobody taking no type of responsibility for the well-being of the nation, because nobody has no goddamn regard for their own fucking well-being.
You trying to move like the beast.
It's almost crazy because look at what happened with COVID. Like, you niggas worship money so much, and we gonna go have to dig into that, take a deep dive into that later on. But y'all niggas worship money so much that you put that above your own health and well-being, your own life. You niggas will work yourself to death. You medicate yourself to death, self-medicate to death to deal with all the stress from trying to get this bag. Y'all will kill each other for this shit. You will kill yourself for not having enough of this shit. You will grease out your partner over this shit. Niggas grease out your children over this shit. You grease out the dead over this shit. It's like the COVID shit, you niggas, cause they threatened your job. You niggas took poison.
We look. We said this in a earlier episode. We like it's like the will of humanity has been whittled away by corporations. Like niggas don't know how to go without to make a point. Like that's what we was talking about. Niggas don't know how to suffer. You know what I'm saying? And we all claim that we come from the bottom and shit. We claim we come from it. But like how you come from the bottom and you don't
How?
know how to sit in it. My nigga, like you ain't
How?
like
How you
you
came
don't
from the bottom, really? And all you goddamn, like, nigga, when you hear niggas sob stories about growing up poor, they talking about, oh, tired of being the bummiest nigga out the crew, or I ain't never had no Jordans growing up. And my mom was a doctor. She was like, no, I'm not paying that much for no fucking Jordans, nigga, and you'll never have a pair. And I didn't until I was a goddamn grown man.
my first pair was hand me downs, man. Ain't nobody bought me my shit.
You know what I'm saying? You lucky if you had some new sneakers growing up. Lucky you ain't get your big brother's old shit, and it was like that every fucking year. That's how, you know what I mean? And so what, though? You know what I'm saying? So what? Like, one thing I figured out is the hood is only as bad as we make it, nigga. Like, y'all nigga be crying about poverty and growing up poor when really America itself, and I understand this, but y'all gotta realize this and catch yourself. You're not as poor as you think you are. You
Oh,
just
no.
living next to a lot of rich people, or you living in a rich economy and you want a piece. That's different than growing up dead ass poor. Like, there's niggas who don't got water, nigga. You got running water. You got roofs that work generally. Yeah, we got some vermin in the crib, but you got a fridge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
X.
you don't gotta walk a village mile to get to a source of water and bring it back for all of your needs for the day, right? So what I'm saying is that with those things and the fact that most of y'all at least have a measure of food security, There's actually no excuse for some of the shit that y'all do to each other in the hood. And that's what makes it terrible. It's
It's not
not
that bad.
it's not really just the abject poverty of the hood. It's the shit that you do with your ungrateful spirits. You know what I'm saying? Instead of collectively working to improve shit over there, it's every man for himself. And if I could get you, I could get you. And some of you niggas just want to kill at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because you done lost your fucking minds. And you don't know what you're outside with a gun for. You just want to use it. And not get one used on you. And that don't even work. But listen, if you're going to shoot at somebody, shoot at the enemy, you stupid asshole.
Come on now. That's too scary though.
All right. So now we're going to get into the wrap up and the spiritual implication. Why are you niggas crazy?
Yeah.
And it's creator disrespect culture. Because you sit down here, you sit down here and you fucking, you know, you want to enjoy all the good things in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you OD, and then you get the ill effects of this shit, and then you start crying to God. Again, if I create something and I hand you the motherfucking instructions for the safe and effective operation of this motherfucking thing that I created, not you, me,
Oh.
not you. So again, not you. So that means your opinion, right, of how it should work, or your ideas for how it could be better, right? I'm not gonna say they don't have any weight or they don't have nothing to them. But if you try it and it don't fucking work and you get hurt, and especially when you try it and you keep trying and you won't stop trying because you want it to work this way and you keep getting hurt the same fucking way because you're not listening to what the fuck I told you about how to operate this thing correctly, who is at fault?
Yep. It be your dumbass. Our dumbass.
It
The
ain't
one
me.
the one the one who got the instruction and decided to toss it out.
You think you know everything, but you don't know nothing. And every nigga that say something like now it's down here, it's just endless opinions battling each other. Nobody could figure nothing out.
Mm-hmm.
That's because a lot of you people, no matter how much you invoke the name of the Most High or the concept of the Most High, because most like whatever the title, you know, because I don't even deal with names. I just deal with the title now because y'all done fucked shit up so much that I can't trust nothing and no one and nothing because I don't fuck with lesser entities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just deal with the title, right?
Deal with
But
the principle.
right. But as much as y'all invoke the concept of God in any form, in all of its forms, right? You're atheist. You don't believe in that shit. Because if you believed in it for real, like a real thing, you would understand that all understanding can only be correct and right when it starts from that point. Like, you can't understand why women have to submit to men unless there's an idea of a God. Because without that, shit, whoever wins the fight is the boss. But that means everybody's got to fight.
Oh man, come on now. But
Am I
hey,
lying?
look, y'all gotta. I don't know if they catching it really because it's a bit like I just want to suggest just maybe if I can. What does he mean by operating this thing? And he gave you the instruction. life. It's referring to life right now. In case you didn't catch it,
Creation, life, yes.
creation. You know,
Go ahead. Yeah.
if you missed that, shit's getting a little crazy. You know, why do you need to submit to a man? You know, because man is submitting to God. You know,
Especially if you're dealing with a man that is doing his best to intuit the will of the Most High.
yeah.
Like, are you trying to intuit His will?
Are
Are
you
you just are you just worried about what's good for you? And just be honest with yourself. Are
right?
you
Are you worried about being happy all the time, or are you trying to do what the
are you worried
best?
about the future? What's best for the kids? You know, the things
Mhm.
of the Most High, being walking righteously in certain, like, and just be honest with yourself. Because if that's not what you on, it's cool. Because as a woman, honestly, you ain't supposed to be on that. But that's why you need a man. Because a man, honestly, if y'all really, really did your math, God is us in a way. We are God's representatives on the planet. That is basically the story that you see in the Bible. God put a guy here and told him, "You are in charge of everything here, and this is how I want shit to run." And he had that conversation with that man that day and no other.
Mm-hmm.
Not no woman, not no animal, not a snake, not an angel, nobody else. That man called Adam. That's what that book is about. Now, is it historically accurate? Listen, if you're thinking like that, you're probably stupid, first of all. Because, I mean, we're talking about concepts and principles that, you know, predate history. So,
Yeah, I
of
mean,
course, it's a metaphor. You know what I'm saying? And it's possible that it's even some
true.
historical accuracy in there.
Right. You got to remember, humans more than likely existed before history, my nigga. Like
Yeah, like people, before
this shit
people
goes
learned
way
how to
back.
represent their thoughts in symbols, they talked and they transferred information by language. And so you have oral traditions that came down from God knows how long ago, right? So you got to loosen up your thinking, but strengthen up your logic. Okay, so boom. Why I said that is because when you really look at what the these books, whether it's whatever book you fuck with, because most of them have a code of femininity that's quite similar. Most. And the societies that arose from those books and those thinkings, as we see, obviously, on the planet, the code of femininity, especially of righteous femininity, is kind of uniform.
Hmm.
Why? Because what God wants from women is the same thing men want from their woman. Am I lying? Be faithful, be chaste, be humble, respectful, praise me, laud me, pump me up, because I got to go out there and get busy today. You know what I'm saying? That that's kind of the same shit that they tell you to do in the Bible, right? Just as an example of one of the books, the Quran. Right? That's what same thing, shit, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep your wares, just for me. This type of shit.
Hmm.
Um, so what does that mean in actual practical action? What it means is, ladies, if you want to be a righteous woman, you must have a man, because that man and what he wants from you and that accountability he's going to put on you is what's going to keep you within the box of righteousness, as as repressive as it seems.
But why? Why is it? What do we see with all these women with no men?
Chaos.
Entropy at its fucking finest. Like literally, they wake up the next day to do the worst shit than they did the last day. Like, like
There's no improvement going
no.
on. It's just there's no self correction happening here. Like, and this
This
is
is
that
crazy.
ass. And tell me I'm lying. Like, we laughing and I'm not. Y'all, shit be
Good
the
joke is the
science is the
truth.
science. Motherfucker don't be trying to woman bash or none of that. But the science is the science. And so, again, getting back to the more general aspect, it's
It's a
like
principle.
create a disrespect. Cause that's what leads y'all, whatever fuckery you're doing, whatever group of people we might be talking to that's doing some fuckery, create a disrespect.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then it trickles down, and then you see it all through society. Like, motherfuckers, there ain't nobody who created some shit that's in control of that shit.
And that's like a feminine principle, right? You know what I'm saying? Usurping
Exactly.
and inverting, right? That's not masculine. That's a feminine thing, and we talked about it in the last one when you constantly feed the feminine principle. And I want y'all to take a thought about this because you like, oh, we're constantly feeding. Like you're constantly feeding by also allowing the corporations to constantly feed because they're feeding into the feminine principle. It pays them more. Masculine principle is withholding the money. Is with what I'm saying. Masculine principle ain't giving that shit
Right.
up. So they
Right.
pandering to the feminine side all day, every day.
All
And then
day,
every
and they
time
feeding your feminine side all the time. To a woman, it's on sale is a reason to buy something.
I'd be like, it's not really a discount. They just marked it like if you're in the business of sell and buy, you understand that a discount ain't the discount a nigga thing. It's a discount for you because you're paying it. You paid a different price for so long that yeah, you're getting it at a cheaper number. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you actually are getting a discount. Don't get me wrong, you are, but it ain't the discount that you like. The company's taking a loss or anything like.
Like, these
No,
niggas is stupid. Like, let me tell you something. These niggas watch Blood Diamond, big movie. You know what I'm saying? Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, was in the bitch. And you know what I'm
yep,
saying? Blood
yep.
Diamond basically blew the cover off the fact that diamonds are not valuable.
The
They
fuck.
are being the price. They price gouging you and manipulating the supply and creating false scarcity. And this shit told the whole story. And then the price that people pay in Africa, in human blood, and
Mhm.
you niggas still will go and buy diamonds and pay top dollar. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, stupid motherfuckers?
Yeah, that's
And you could be mad at how I'm talking all you want, but dead ass, what is wrong with you niggas as human beings?
if you can't give up the brainwashing, just go ahead and say that. But don't because like I'm a little bit younger, so I get into all the echo chambers. The jury conversation is annoying, right? You niggas want to complain about if a nigga got Mosinite, if he got CD lab, if he got first things first, if you're worried about what another man got on his body, you're probably gay. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a happy nigga, that's fine. But listen, just stop trying to push your ideology onto other people, right? Because with what somebody wants to wear on their body is fine by them. And the only difference between natural diamonds is the fact that it's a natural diamond, brother. That's it.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, it's chemically composition. It's imperfect compared to the ones made in the lab. And if that makes it special to you, then so be it. But you shouldn't be paying what you're paying for it. You're losing money. It's a depreciating asset. And like we just told you, like you already know, they control the supply and demand. So why are you buying it if you're not buying it for a costume?
The
And
fact
if you're
that
buying
you
it for a costume, you should be trying to save money. Let's be real. Money is hard. Like, like, like
niggas'
so
whole persona is a costume. What the fuck is you talking? These niggas wear a costume every day. Like what? Motherfucker,
facts, man. You know,
like yo, the fact that you even have to say all of that, use that many words is that
it's crazy. It
is
is crazy.
just disappointing. Like despair sets in for humanity. Like what's wrong with y'all?
No, for sure.
Like how much I don't know. Like this is why I'm like, yo, this age of caring for your empathy, this shit is about over. Cause and there's a logical reason. Like I don't like being mean. I'm not a mean guy. I seem very mean, I guess, maybe on depending on if you can see really
Yeah.
and understand my language and get past the curses and shit, right? Maybe you can see past that. A lot of you can, but probably a lot of y'all probably feel like I'm mean or whatever. But nah, it's just that yo, I think people need to be started to be told when you're being stupid again. Like this
Yeah.
word need to be brought back. Like, cause if you don't, if no one, if not enough people tell you you're stupid, then you don't know.
If you don't fail, you
And
can.
the problem with being stupid and emotion behind it is that that should be having power and impact.
Uh,
That's how women work their magic. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Putting all that emotion behind something stupid. A motherfucker would believe that shit.
Putting all that energy behind something stupid.
Yeah, that
Damn.
shit, yo, and it's wild. It's funny, but it's not because that is like the basis of witchcraft, magic, throwing a whole lot of emotion behind something that just doesn't make sense. And when you get enough people believing that shit, man, you can destroy society as effectively as a bomb.
Okay. Not as
And you're watching this happen right now. And again, tell me I'm lying. Like motherfuckers is watching children suffer, the sanctity of innocence of children, um, just general sexual depravity in general, just skyrocket because of an agenda. Everybody knows why, but the emotion behind it stays the hand of society. You know what I'm saying? Because why? People are emotionally attached to this idea of just being nice to everything and everybody. And it's like, listen, I wish I could love everybody too. But hugging tigers, lions, bears, it's not a good idea. You don't have to hunt them, but you at least got to keep them out of your shit and keep them over there. Because if you don't, they will eat your children. Tigers are cute, pretty, beautiful animals. You don't go around hugging them motherfuckers.
no. They can. They can
Like,
carry you
so,
up a tree.
and that's just a kind way of trying to help y'all understand what you're tangling with. Some of these ideas and shit, and this be nice and just get everybody needs to be together, get along, and accept each other. Like, you know, one day, Most High, just in my meditations, he said to me like, evil starts off just like everything else
Mm-hmm.
as a seed,
Little baby.
and it grows into a little cute baby,
Little baby.
just like everything else.
Little Damon.
If you keep feeding the demon because it's cute,
You get
y'all
bigger.
experience this with your kids a lot. You keep feeding that motherfucker, he grows up. And one day he not that cute no more. And all of a sudden he's doing a lot of damage in your life. You gotta think about that. A lot of you ladies, especially with these kids, you need to think about that. When you get that little baby and they cute, understand that you're dealing with a dangerous being.
You're dealing with a human being.
Dangerous if mishandled, right? And the thing about mishandling a child that y'all don't think about later on in life, you be just doing whatever you want because it's cute or because it's cool or because you got other shit to do or whatever. But the thing about mishandling a child is that that nigga is your child. That means if you turn that kid into a monster, guess whose monster that is? It's your monster. It's connected to you for the rest of your life as long as it lives. And if it dies, it's still going to cause you pain, incredible pain. Y'all better think a little bit more seriously about mishandling these children and start listening to niggas, because you are dealing with a dangerous being that grows up. Okay, so the thing about evil, it starts as a seed. And this is something you gotta understand, y'all. Kids are beautiful, but kids are kids. So what is that? What do I mean when I say that? I can let my daughter play with a baby tiger, and she'll probably come out alive and relatively unhurt. Couple scratches, bruises, maybe. Right? They can be friends. Any kids can get along, but kids grow up, and eventually my daughter turns into a human woman, and that tiger turns into an adult tiger. And, at that point, care has to be taken at very least, if not separation.
Right.
So, hopefully y'all can take that and draw out what I'm saying here. It's like, yo, you can't entertain everything. And again, going back to the theme of this particular episode, yo, you cannot keep disrespect, because creators on every level, they kind of represent God, right? So when somebody creates something, when it comes to around that thing that they created, you better respect them.
Yep.
And taking it all the way up to the most important theme, respect the Most High. There is a God, okay, and I can prove it by their own science. The second law of thermodynamics, which deals with entropy, okay? That one thing alone, which is a law of physics, it's not a theory, it's a law. Scientifically, if you understand science and you know what the difference between a law and a theory, the, the Big Bang is a theory. So remember that. The law, the second law of thermodynamics, disproves the theory of the Big Bang right off the break. Because the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy, states that once chaos sets in, you can't get order from chaos. Like, it's basically your bed doesn't make itself. In order for your bed to go, after you sleep in your bed, for it to go back to a state of order, it requires energy, power, and this is my addition to that because it was left out, intelligence. It requires intelligence. You have to take intelligence action, work, and make your bed and bring it back to a state of order. Another illustration for that is no matter how many trillions of times you take a deck of cards and throw it into the air, it will never fall into the shape of a card castle. Never. Never. Because it's not possible. The level of order that you see around you is not possible without intelligence. So that means that intelligence itself is an indwelling feature of the universe, right? As we know it. And that being said, that intelligence that's at the center of the universe, that's indwelling in the universe, what do you think that is?
Ooh.
So, yeah, we're going to have to wrap. That I just had to get that out because y'all niggas be tripping. Like, you're not using your brain and you're letting people trick the shit out of you. And I'm like, bruh,
Yep.
you got to wake up, man, because just because you don't believe something don't mean it ain't there.
Come on now. Yes, sir. So hopefully y'all got enough out of this one, and we ain't leave you too off in in a slumber or whatever. If you can't handle it though, it's probably not the right spot for you. You know.
Go on, wake up, man. Shit. If you want to learn something, you be here, man. I ain't here to entertain you niggas, but if fuck with thinking, you'll be entertained.
All right.
Another
Just
good one
some
though, son.
another good one. We're not teaching you what to think. We teach you how to think.
I ain't gonna tell you what to think. I'm just give you some clues and tell you how to teach you how to think. I can teach you how to think. I ain't gonna tell you what to think because that's not what I'm here for. So hopefully that's what you getting because some of y'all are just really slow. You so emotionally attached to ideas that don't serve you, and that emotional attachment is terrible for you and it's dangerous for others
Mm-hmm.
to try to correct you.
Yep.
So then you just wander in the darkness forever and cool. Fuck it.
Man.
Wander on, sir.
Wander on, man. Y'all be safe. You
Yeah,
know.
like, comment, subscribe, man. Jump in the comments. Curse me out. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yep.
You probably should prove it, though. A lot of y'all niggas just be typing because you got fingers and talking because you got a mouth.
Man, you got 2 ears and one mouth. You should be listening.
Yeah, but I'm here for it, though. Fucking hit me with it.
Go ahead, get your
Yeah,
shit off in the
shit.
comments. Let us know what you think. You
Especially if
know.
because that bring entertainment and shit. Fuck it, let's talk. And I'll tackle whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Father, son, the trolley ghost.
You out, man. Peace.
Peace.